let's do this. Spawning in the top position as the blue Terran player from Team Acer. Man, he won 2 TVTs to win the GSTL against Azubu this morning. It is INnoVation. Can he win more TVTs? And his opponent in the bottom position, a man known for TVT. A very, very awesome Terran player from the French team Millennium. It is forGG. Now, as I mentioned a couple times in the other matches of today's broadcast, forGG and INnoVation are in the same group for DreamHack Winter. Not only are they in the same group for DreamHack Winter, but their group is all Terran, except for Wunjin Star's SOS, which means that this is a matchup that they're going to be playing a lot of. This isn't just a match that I think, I wouldn't be surprised if Sho or Tasia end up watching these games just to try to see what exactly they're going to be up to, which I always love the outer meta of just how much time, how much effort do players actually put in to study their opponents prior to matches. But with that big tournament coming up, I think it's just kind of interesting to see these guys already going at it so early on. And they can start to get a bit of an idea for the way that they're going to play when they play each other at DreamHack Winter. Because I believe those groups are round robin, so everyone will play each other there. Which means these guys will have a rematch. But as far as this game goes, it's going to be Reaper opening from forGG, at least that's what it looks like. Looks like we're going to have gas first for INnoVation, so he can get a very quick factory up after his barracks completes. Commonly, players like INnoVation that do this build, generally speaking, will go into Banshee. Sometimes you can do Mind Drop. You can do very fast Raven, which is slightly less common since you don't have any aggressive capabilities, or fast expand. From forGG, though, I wouldn't be surprised to see him just going to go for a very fast factory. No Reaper. Okay, that's totally fine as well. So it looks like forGG just wants to get a very fast factory, which pretty much fits. It fits forGG's style. He does like Hellions, but the Marines early on is his way of just getting the factory a bit quicker. That's all. So despite it's like gas first versus Rax gas, he's only ahead about 15 seconds on the factory, which almost doesn't matter when it comes to air versus air, since if they both start their units at the same time, the time it takes to cross the map would mitigate any lead on tech. So second gas guys is on the way for INnoVation as this factory comes close to completion, which leads me to believe that we're going to see a very fast Banshee play from the Acer Terran. Now forGG is taking the second gas as well, so both players can end up with the same goal, just taking 2 different paths. And the starport has begun. forGG actually starts his reactor first on this barracks. So I imagine if he's building the reactor with the barracks, at this point, it's got to still be a starport and a tech lab. Yeah, okay, so there should be a tech lab for the on the factory, as INnoVation gets his own tech lab on his factory. I'm still convinced both players are going Banshee, with forGG just getting this early reactor out so that he can really power out a ton of Marines. So let's see. Yeah, the factory's going to move away. INnoVation's just flying that thing on by as he just gets going. There's the starport factory moving as well. Factories never do like to be terribly far from the starports. Just kind of like one of those things. And it's done, so there we go. It's going to be a fast Raven from INnoVation. And this is okay. The Raven will be out in time for any type of Banshee play. forGG starts his command center. He starts Cloak. And we should see the Banshee start pretty much as soon as he can afford it. He's a little mineral shy, as we can see. He's not even making an SCV. And INnoVation, no expansion just yet. He should have the money for it soon. His factory is actually building the reactor for his barracks to get up the additional Marine production. So INnoVation was actually making Marines the whole time. And it's really funny because it's actually evened out how many Marines both players have. Like, neither of them actually have a lead on the Marine count because he built the reactor with the barracks, and INnoVation just built Marines the whole time while building the reactor at the factory. Now, this does mean INnoVation can go very quickly into a siege tank, and also Viking follow-up, since he does have that Raven. But his command center, about 20 seconds or so later, about 20 seconds or so later, and he doesn't have any aggressive capabilities. This Banshee, even if it doesn't do any damage, can force a response in some way. And by that I mean he's basically saying, you can't attack me because all you have is a Raven. He could do Raven Harass, which is always kind of adorable, but never really significant, or at least not generally significant. And here comes the Banshee. The Vikings like, yep, goodbye. As INnoVation's command center gets very close to finishing. Now, he does have the tank. He's got a second one halfway done. I'd be shocked if INnoVation actually did any damage with this push. He's going to do a bit of it. It's shove. He actually catches the Banshee almost for free. The Raven's going to shove. He's going to kill that Banshee. Very nice by INnoVation. So all forGG has are Marines. He does have a siege tank on the way, and he has a second Banshee. If this does damage, I'll be blown away. The time it takes him to reach forGG's base, he should have that tank. And then with the Banshee, he can kind of defend using his Marines to hold that Viking at bay. And he's going to send out the other Banshee toward the right side. INnoVation can see it with the tower. He should have caught a glimpse of that. I actually wonder if he saw it. No, okay, I just switched to his vision just to see. But the tanks are moving out. Well, I mean, this tank is moving out. He's in a very defensive posture as INnoVation moves his command center. So when the Banshee sees everything here, he's going to be like, oh, okay. He's going to lose this to the Vikings again, which is really nice. He's going to kill one Marine with the Banshee. But that is a trigger for forGG to move his army down, to move his command center down. And INnoVation's got his two tanks. He actually has a medevac with this, and he brought an SCV to repair, which is adorable. Not enough players bring at least a single SCV. It can help so much with holding off these attacks. And forGG's postured at the top of the ramp. The Vikings are here to give that air vision. Ooh, the Marines pick off one Viking for free. INnoVation's just going to go for it. Siege tanks are going to siege. Get a couple shots off on these Marines. We can see their tattered corpse just rolling around. Seeker missile gets fired. The siege tank will be obliterated. The Marines getting hit by those tanks as well. And INnoVation is just moving in. He is getting ready to lay that siege down on this position. And the Marines trying to move themselves around. The Raven gives the detection. The siege tank has fallen. The Banshee being pressed back, and INnoVation is going to try to move into this tank, though. Gets a nice spot. These Marines taking a lot of splash damage, but that's eliminated. forGG is in a very rough spot. INnoVation just moving on up. He might kill his command center. This is the exact type of push that actually INnoVation went for in game number 1 versus Supernova in GSTL. He just moved at this Marine tank push and kind of just flattened him even after taking damage. But the SCVs get on top of these siege tanks. forGG has enough to stay alive, at least for now. An auto turret comes in, but keeping the command center alive is very important. I think the only way INnoVation could have not killed forGG with this push was what he just did. And for all, I mean, to be fair, he killed a lot of SCVs. He's killed 21 workers compared to the 11 that forGG was able to kill. And I guess, did that Banshee just swing around while he was attacking? Not actually sure, but forGG is actually somehow, yeah, he's actually done a little bit of good counter harass himself, but he's lost a lot of workers. He's at 8 SCVs versus 32, and this Banshee is going to get caught by this Viking. There's a scan and then Marines, so that's not going to do too much. And forGG just taps out. He lost too many SCVs, so when you lose that many workers, it's very, very difficult to hold yourself in a good position to defend. And INnoVation takes a 1-0 lead in this best of 3.